Hey everybody, I'm here today with your first driving lesson. If you are looking for a beginner video for driving an automatic car, you've come to the right place. This will be the perfect driving lesson for an absolute beginner. Let's get right to it. I'm going to turn the camera around and give you a point of view sort of video frame of the driver's seat. So let's turn it around right here. I'm in the driver's seat. This is what you would see in the driver's seat of the car. You have your steering wheel over here. You have your dashboard right here, your gauges over here. You have all of the controls that you'll need as a driver right here. These are all of the comfort controls, as I like to call them. You have your shift lever right here. You have your emergency brake right here. And then down here you have your brake pedal, which I'm pressing right now, and your gas pedal, which is over here to the right. The brake is on the left, and it's wider. The gas is on the right, and it's taller, okay? So let's get right to it. This right here is the key that you will use to start the car. Now, on this key, you have to push this little button in, but on your key, it might already be out like that. So what you want to do is you want to take the key, and you want to insert it into the key slot, which is right here to the right of the steering wheel. Put the key in there. Now, what you want to do next is you want to turn it and hold it to hear the engine crank, and when the engine starts, you're going to release it. So I'm just going to give you a better view. Let's go ahead and start the engine and release it. As you can see, the engine has started. All of the accessories are starting up. And now let's go over some of the basics for driving before we actually drive the car, okay? So let's get right to it. Once again, here's the steering wheel. I'll be showing you how to hold the steering wheel in just a few moments when I have both of my hands free. Now, if you take a look over here on the dashboard, this right here is the tachometer. It has these numbers. They'll be numbered 1 through usually 6, 7, or 8 it should end at, okay? So right here, this is how fast your engine is turning. This is the RPM of your engine over here, okay? If you look over here on the other side, this is the speedometer. You can see the numbers are much bigger. 20, 40, 60, 80, blah, 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 all the way up to 260, okay? You also have an indicator here letting you know that you are in park and what gear you will be in, okay? Reverse, neutral, drive, we'll go over that in just a few moments. And then you have a little indicator here showing you how much gas you have and the trip meter and the kilometers on the engine and so forth. Now, all of this stuff may vary from car to car, but it's all going to be there somewhere on the dash. To the left here, you have your turn signal lever. You push it up to go and activate your right turn signal. Bring it back to the middle to stop. Down to activate your left turn signal. And you can see the left turn signal right there flashing. Up for right. Stop. Down for left. Stop. To the right here, you have your windshield wiper lever. So this lever right here controls the windshield wipers. You can turn them on by simply, if it's raining, pressing it down or up. And you can spray windshield wiper fluid by pulling it towards you. That will be the case in most cars. Okay, let's look at the main thing right here. This right here is the shift lever, and all of this is for the air conditioning, the heating, and the radio. But we don't really need to worry about that because we're not concerned about the radio because we're beginner drivers. Remember, the only thing that you should be concerned about is this right here, which is the defrost setting. Okay, it looks like that, and that's for the front windshield. This is for the rear windshield. Turn it on like that, turn it off, and for this one you have to turn it to that setting and make sure that the air is on. So this is the shifter right over here. Now, park, if your car's in park, if it's in park, then you don't have to worry about anything because the car's not going to go anywhere. You can push the gas pedal, it's going to rev the engine, but the car's not going to move, okay? Reverse is how you send the car backwards, how you move backwards in the car. Neutral, okay, will not keep the car in place, but it will also not move the car forward. If I put the car in neutral, it would just rev the engine, but the wheels would be able to move if I were to physically push the car. And drive is what you will mainly use. It's to drive forward. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to start off by doing, because we're on a flat surface, we are going to pull down the emergency brake, disengage it, just like that. So right now, the emergency brake, the parking brake, the hand brake, whatever you want to call it, is not engaged. We can now start to move the car. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my foot on the brake pedal right over here. Foot on the brake pedal, okay? I'm going to put the car in drive. So I shifted it into drive. It's in drive right there. And if you take a look up here, it says D for drive. Now my foot is still on the brake pedal, which means that the car is still going to be staying in the same spot, okay? Now in just a moment, I'm gonna release the brake pedal. And what that will do is that will allow the car to move forward. Now we don't wanna press the gas pedal. We're just gonna release the brake pedal for just a second and push the brake pedal again. And you'll see the car will move forward. I'll turn this to the side. I'm gonna release the brake pedal right now, completely release it, press it again. Okay, and that will allow you to get the feel for moving the car. So you want to practice doing that a few times to get a feel for the car moving forward. I'll do it one more time. Release the brake pedal, press it again. Okay, and you want to get into the habit of doing it smoothly. You don't want to be releasing and hammering it. You want to get into the habit of a flow out and in on the brake pedal. That will allow you to brake smoothly. Now for the gas pedal, what you need to do is you need to be prepared to move. Okay, because if you push the gas pedal, the car is going to move forward at a decent speed. So we need to have both hands on the steering wheel. And for that, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this camera, mount it over here, and right now you're going to get the perfect view of myself with my hands on the steering wheel. Take one hand. Imagine that the steering wheel is a clock. Take one hand, put it at the 9 o'clock position or the 10 o'clock position, and the other hand, put it at the 2 o'clock position or the 3 o'clock position. On your steering wheel, you'll see this little, it looks like a T in the middle of the steering wheel almost. Just put your hands above that T basically, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release the brake pedal, I'm gonna start to turn, and as I get into a straight line where I have more space, I'm gonna just slightly push the gas. So I'm releasing the brake pedal, I'm moving, turning the steering wheel, okay? Turning the steering wheel. Now I'm turning the steering wheel back and I'm going straight here. I'm gonna just slightly press the gas pedal. I'm just barely pressing it and I'm moving right now at a very slow speed, about 10 kilometers an hour. I'm gonna turn here. We're gonna actually exit the parking lot, okay? So, barely pressing the gas pedal. I'm literally holding the gas pedal probably at 1 to 2% of the range of motion that you can press the gas pedal at. Right now I'm going about 20 kilometers an hour. Now I have to come to a stop, release the gas pedal, press the brake slowly, and I'm just slowly pressing it inwards and more inwards, compressing it more and more to bring the car to a complete stop. I want to turn right, so I put my right turn signal on, check my mirrors, check my blind spot, and then turn your steering wheel, hand over hand, as you can see. Barely pressing the gas pedal. Right now I'm just barely pressing the gas pedal. And you're cruising down the street, barely pressing the gas pedal. Okay, now let's say you want to come to a stop. I would recommend doing this on a side street that has no traffic like this right here. Okay, I'm gonna just put my right turn signal on, pull my car towards the curb and just slightly press the brake. I'm just increasing more and more and more and more and more. And when I'm almost fully stopped, I just put pressure on the brake fully. When you're almost at a stop, you sort of just give it all of the pressure. Now we're gonna move forward again. Put my left turn signal on to indicate that I'm leaving this pulled over position. Check my mirror, my blind spot, slowly press the gas. Now we're gonna speed up just a little bit. So I'm pressing the gas a little bit more. Now what you will find is that you need to find that sweet spot on the gas pedal to hold the gas pedal in that spot, in that zone right there. If I just continually press the gas pedal more and more, I'm gonna speed up like this, which I don't want to do. Okay, so just find that perfect acceleration level and hold it there. You want to hold it there. Now to take a turn smoothly, I'm going to show you right now, okay? To take a turn smoothly, let's say I were to put on my left turn signal, you need to sort of practice to get to the point where you can turn the steering wheel, pretty much hold it in that position. Look, I'm holding it in this position, turning, and then release. And I've made the turn nice and smoothly. And that comes with practice. So as your first driving lesson, my advice is practice stopping, going, turning. Those are the three most crucial things that people really get wrong in terms of when they're taking their driving tests and their driving lessons. They don't practice enough stopping, going, and turning. Okay, so right now I'm going to turn onto this little street right here. It's a court, so it's not going to have any traffic. It's pretty much a dead end. Put my right turn signal on, mirror, blind spot, turn the steering wheel, hold it here, release. Okay, let's pull over again. Right turn signal, brake, just barely, little bit more, all the way. So you want to just basically press the brake a little bit more, all the way. What I'm going to do is I will actually take the camera off to give you just a quick view of my actual braking process under the steering wheel. So right now I have my foot on the brake, okay? Just like that. Let's try and get some light in there. There we go. I have my foot on the brake. What I want to do is I want to release it. Okay, so I'm going to start moving forward just very slowly. There's no one here, no one's around, no cars, no pedestrians. Releasing the brake, and then this is how I would come to a stop. Little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, little bit more, all the way. And I just came to a stop right now. This is how I would start with the gas, okay, to actually pick up a little bit of speed. Release the brake, put my foot on the gas. Right now I'm moving. I'm barely pressing it at all, okay? That's all that you need to press it. Then when I want to come to a stop, transfer to the brake, push a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and all the way. Just like that. So right now I'm pressing and I'm at a complete stop. There's a lot more pressure that I can put, but I'm at a complete stop. I'm pressing all the way to the point where it's enough pressure to stop the car. I don't mean all the way as in right to the floor. You don't have to do that unless you want to sort of come to a very, very aggressive stop. But you don't need to do that when you're learning how to drive because you're not driving that fast. Okay, that's basically it. Okay, so for your first driving lesson, what I can recommend to you, okay, to practice the takeaway points, what you should do when you're done watching this video: practice starting, practice stopping, practice turning. Start off in a parking lot, you know, at a time where there's no one there so that you don't have to worry about any cars or any obstructions. And then when you feel comfortable enough, move to a very, very low traffic side street. And then you can move on to main roads and stuff. But you got to start small and keep progressing harder and harder, you know, to harder and harder difficulties. And that's basically it. In this video, I just wanted to go over your first driving lesson with me as your driving instructor. I wanted to go over some of the basics of driving an automatic car, and I wanted to tell you the 3 most important things to practice if you want to be a good driver, pass your driving test, and get your license. Practice starting, stopping, and turning. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.